We are, of course, following the Women's Euros, and here are the standings at the moment. Maybe not surprising to see Norway there leading Group A. Group B, of course, with Spain after a dominant start to the tournament. Sweden as well with those 6 points. Following closely behind is Germany with the same amount of points. Netherlands leading their Group D against France. We know, obviously, the group stage is still being played at this moment. We have seen some teams eliminated, like we saw yesterday with, of course, Belgium facing Spain. But let's break down what we've seen so far from the Euros at the moment. Which team has impressed you the most, Ali?
France, for sure, hands down. The way that they came out, the young squad that they have, the dominance in the attack, the confidence that they had. This was a team that was going to be unpredictable for me because they hadn't been playing, as often together as, a lot of the experienced players used to be in the squad. And for the head coach to leave some of those experienced players off, leaders who have been there for years, was a bold move. Right. But it paid off in the first game. I know the game shifted a little bit. England had a really good first 15 minutes, but then the game shifted into France's favor. And the way that they were attacking, the way they're creating numbers wide in those areas and dominating and combining in and around the box was really, really fun to see. And of course, Baltimore, who's had an amazing season with Chelsea, just started that lethal attack as well. England, obviously, struggled a bit defensively, and I think just staying compact between the lines. So it made it difficult to kind of get any type of transition going. But France, they capitalized on regaining the ball. They immediately would play the ball forward and get into the attack. And it was super impressive from such a young squad. So I'm very excited to watch tomorrow and continue, to see their journey throughout the tournament.
Yeah, looking forward to that as well. And seeing, of course, Delphine Cascarino there as the starter is just always so good to see. Jeff, have you been as impressed with France as Ali has?
Yes, but I feel like I've been getting fooled by France since 2011, so I've tried to really temper my expectations. I mean, 2011, I thought they looked great. 2012, 2015, 19, they always...
You have trust issues with France?
I do. I have trust issues with France. I mean, fool me once, fool me twice. They always come out. They pre-tournament. I feel like the talent's there. They look great. And then, I mean, even the home World Cup, which you guys helped spoil, right? I mean...
Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Not sorry.
It's always like a step short with them. So we'll see if they can get over the hump there. But I mean, as far as impressive teams, I mean, I'm not one for the obvious answer usually, but Spain, the amount of goals that they're scoring, yes, I do think they looked susceptible clearly in those moments after the fact, especially against Belgium, who, I think you'd expect them to be a little bit tighter against. But, the level at which they're scoring, who needs defense for one?
It's insane.
And you can sort of see some parallels with England, 4 years ago or 3 years ago in the last Euros. So I think when you're scoring at that level, you have that level of talent. Obviously, we know what they can do from the World Cup. As obvious as it is. I mean, I think they can tighten that up a little bit. They've got the goal scoring power, and they're going to be difficult to beat, very difficult to beat.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that scoring that we've seen as of late. I texted Natalia Strain, who's our analyst on the Spanish-speaking side, at least, for NWSL, and we love Esther Gonzalez. We love Esther. So I texted her and I said, "Exterminator, she's doing amazing. She's doing amazing." Natalia coined that nickname, by the way. But what is there to say about Esther at the moment, Ali?
Yeah, I played with her for a season at Gotham, the championship season, and she was unbelievable then, and she was just getting her feet wet, so to speak, into the league and really getting that experience and gaining that confidence. So I don't think I even saw her at her best, which is crazy to say out loud because she was doing so well there at that time. But now having the season that she's having and the start with Gotham FC and the NWSL, she's on the track of Golden Boot in the NWSL and also now Golden Boot in the Euros. And so she's been brilliant. She's in top form. She's been playing so well and getting into the attack, creating opportunities, getting on the end of balls, just putting herself in good positions to score goals. And I think that it's really great to see her thrive after, suffering that injury last year, which kind of kept her out of the squad and off the field for a little bit. But now she's back full force, playing so well, and I'm really, really happy for her.
Yeah, and it seems like they really love her on the squad, which isn't surprising after what you just told us about her. I know that all of these players want to play, but Esther just really wants to be there, and she's so excited at every opportunity, and she misses, and I really enjoy watching her, if it wasn't obvious enough. I really, really enjoy watching a player that is just so happy to be there, Jeff, and it's definitely paying off for her and for Spain.
Happy, yeah, and I think the intensity is what you're getting at. I mean, it's there, it's clear, yeah, I think, and she goes with it. I think she does a little bit of everything, to your point, Ali. I mean, we talked about it in our MVP ranking. Somehow she's listed as 5'3". I don't know if she's even that, maybe, and she's rising above as one of the best headers in the league, and I mean, we've seen it at Euros again. So, she does things that you don't expect. I don't think she's necessarily a flashy player at a glance, especially on a Spain team where you can be overwhelmed by them, and she just gets it done. So, yeah, I think the intensity is there. The mentality is there, to your point, Cristina, and she's. I love the nickname. We might have to borrow that.
It's fabulous, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, come with me if you want to win.
But even the way she would train, she was so passionate, and the urgency and the standard that she would show up to training with every single day was really encouraging to see, because I hadn't really seen that type of mentality since I've been in a U.S. team environment. And so I was really happy that she was kind of setting the standard for the front line for us with Gotham in those moments where, it really mattered. I'll never forget her coming in. I think her first game, Jeff, I don't know if you remember this, but she came in for the very first time in the NWSL. We were playing against DC, and she scored the game winner. And she only played, I think, maybe 15, 20 minutes, but we needed her in that moment to come on, and that win was crucial for us to get up the table even further, and I was just so happy that she was there. We had a true 9 and somebody who could just put the ball in the back of the net, and that is exactly what you see her doing now in the Euros.
She came from Madrid, right, to Gotham?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been great to see her, and as you mentioned, the injuries have left her alone right now. We have a lot of wood here in studio. We'll find a panel to knock on. But for now, it seems like, you're seeing Alexia, you're seeing Aitana come in as well, and they're obviously so excited to see her have those minutes back after that scare that she had before the Euros. And this team just seems unstoppable, and they're feeding Esther exactly what she wants and what the team wants.
Yeah, I mean, I think even in that Belgium game, there's points where they almost lull you a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that 2-2 seemed like Belgium was.
I mean, there was some shaky ground for a minute there, right? But then they look almost sort of like they're walking through, and then they combine in a way where you see no space at all, and they've strung together 4 one-touch passes around the 18 or in the 18 at one point on one of the goals they scored, and all of a sudden they've got 6 goals. So I think when you look at that level of firepower, which we knew they had anyway, we knew this from the World Cup, we know the talent. I mean, the Ballon d'Ors that they have on their roster alone, right? But I think that's extremely dangerous. It's a talent level that nobody's going to match, and then it's a matter of, can they show up every day and make sure that they're at their best, or at least good enough to win that game in a knockout tournament?
Yeah.
I think Spain, they have to show up and understand that they need to have those little combinations in and around the box, because a lot of these teams are setting up in a low block, right? They're just sitting inside their 18 because, they want to make it difficult for them to be broken down. And the way that they move off the ball is really attractive to watch too. Not necessarily, you see Putellas's movement, you see Pina come on in her movement.
That goal was insane.
Well, Mati, she comes on, and the way that she can move without the ball has been super impressive, and that's why they have all of these combinations, because, the defenders, once you lose sight and once you're not touch tight, then, they get one over on you. So a lot of these teams kind of sit in that low box, super compact, and try to make it difficult, but even then, Spain is just, the brilliance that they have and the technical ability is just unmatched.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I've been very impressed with France as well. A few hours ago in this very same studio on Ahora o Nunca, I was asked if anybody could compete against Spain, who could it be? And France. France is just so impressive with what they've done. Like you said, a young squad coming up since minute 0 with all that intensity that is required to eventually, if they get the opportunity, to play and to beat Spain. But at the moment, it's tough to not put Spain as the favorites here for the Euros.